Hi everybody. Again, my name is Dr. Daniel Roney. If you haven't watched the intro video on the homepage, I'd advise you to do that. It will give you a great understanding of the big picture and how we do things here and why we're so successful when other healthcare providers have not had much success. Fibromyalgia is, boy, been treating it a long time. Very, very difficult for many healthcare providers, and for me, for many years, it was very difficult to treat. I was trying to go at it because I'm a chiropractor and have been for 10 years. I was really trying to go at it as a musculoskeletal nervous system type of imbalance, and for the most part, it does involve those two systems. But I was just going about it a little bit, or I should say, maybe not wrong, but just not as much as I needed to do. And again, if you watch that video on the homepage, the one reason that you haven't gotten well to this point simply has to do with the number of systems of your body that are involved with fibromyalgia. Meaning, for most of you, the immune system is definitely a problem. Most of my fibromyalgia patients over the last 10 years have had an autoimmune condition, whether it's diagnosed or undiagnosed. Just in the past this is August of 2010 as I'm recording this. Just in the past month or so, I've diagnosed 4 or 5 women via proper lab testing with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is an autoimmune thyroid condition. A couple others we diagnosed with RA, etc. So immune system is definitely one area that most of my fibro patients have going on. So my background with learning how to test the immune system properly and then to treat the immune system properly is going to be a great benefit to you. Secondarily to that, we have endocrine disorders. Okay, most of my thyroid patients, if not, gosh, across the board almost, have problems with the thyroid, for sure. Not everybody, but pretty darn close. With the adrenal glands, most of you are adrenally fatigued. And what I mean by that is your adrenals pump out something called cortisol and DHEA. And your cortisol levels, when you're in states of stress or have chronic infection in your body, which again, most of the fibromyalgia patients, that's a common thread that I see, have chronic infections or some type of post-traumatic stress disorder, what have you. Either way, their adrenals are pumping out or have in the past pumped out high levels of cortisol. And this cortisol is damaging in a number of ways. So one of the areas we need to test first and foremost are the adrenal glands, the thyroid glands. We need to test the sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, melatonin, etc. And we need to find out where your adrenals are. There's different stages of adrenal fatigue, or there could be adrenal hyperfunction, meaning it's overfunctioning, or it's been burned out and it's not functioning enough. So again, your endocrine system with many, if not, I would say across the board with my fibromyalgia patients, is definitely a problem, okay? Digestive system is involved. Many of you, if you have an autoimmune condition, for sure have sensitivities to things like gluten and dairy and soy, etc. So we have to do some testing to find out if your digestive system is involved. Not only that, as it relates back to the immune system, we need to test to see if you have any chronic infections going on in your gut. They could be parasites, bacteria, viruses, not so much testing that with a stool sample, but yeast and fungi, things like that your body could be attacking constantly. So you have an possible autoimmune condition, endocrine issues via your thyroid or adrenals or sex hormones, etc. Pancreas, insulin resistance is a big one that we see. You could have digestive problems, which most of you do, and irritable bowel, etc., which your digestive tract, which is supposed to be one of your main immune system barriers, is very, very weak overall. And then you get food sensitivities thrown in there. Boy, oh boy, you really don't have a chance. So you get those systems involved. The nervous system is certainly involved. One of the links on here, one of the areas that you can click on over to the left, is something called brain-based therapy. Brain-based therapy, briefly, because you can click on this and get more on it. One area of your brain, due to chronic stress over time, is misfiring. And that misfiring is called the upper brainstem or the mesencephalon. Overfiring mesencephalon, and this is very, very, very well researched, is causing a lot of problems. So your nervous system is involved. So you have 4 systems that I went over involved across the board on most fibro patients, as well as the musculoskeletal system. So in the past, I addressed it as a musculoskeletal problem. That typically is the result of those other 4 systems being or breaking down. Sure, we see misalignments and poor biomechanics and poor weak core muscles in many, many patients, especially fibro patients. But the reality is, if I can get those other 4 systems working well and get the musculoskeletal system in tune at the same time so that nervous system can work real well, we have a great shot of getting you better. The challenge you have had to this point is that most healthcare providers are a one-shot or what I would say a one cause, one cure. You go to this doctor, they're just treating what they know. They go to another doctor and so forth. My fibro patients for sure, okay, have been on multiple medications trying to function, okay? So you're trying to control symptoms through medications. And I understand, as I said on the homepage, I understand this, but it is a very poor long-term solution. And most of you, as I said on the homepage also, I know probably don't want to be on them and would love to find an answer, but just haven't had to this point. But when I tell you that addressing, or at least looking at all those different systems of the body, our background, my background allows me to do that. We can look at each one of those systems and leave no rock unturned, where other healthcare providers, not good or bad or right or wrong, don't have the knowledge in these other systems of the body. I've been going to school. I probably haven't stopped in 20 years going to school. And I keep learning because these problems keep presenting themselves. We have the most chronic pain of any nation on the planet. And there's reasons for that. And they have common threads, which I've just explained to you. So as long as we can look at all those areas and not leave any rock unturned, we're going to be able to get great results with our fibromyalgia patients. Okay? As always, if you have any questions or concerns, you can call me at any time, send me an email, what have you. But we do have a DVD specifically for fibromyalgia. It's about 45 minutes to an hour long that really takes you through each one of these systems, how it's involved, and especially, and we work really hard with that nervous system, that overfiring mesencephalon also, and creating that balance that you need in order to function right. So our whole goal is to get your body to function better. When it does, and these systems aren't involved like this, you feel a ton better. There is no medication on the world that's ever going to be able to help 5 different systems of your body, which I've found across the board to be involved. Okay? Wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.